Thank you for coming. This is tremendous. This is the first virtual poetry slam hosted by the Arts Council and Secret Midnight Press, our guest poets. I had little videos of Ashley and Jesse, and we'll show those again later on. Jesse, those are fantastic. I put your music on in the background and just at work you just listen sometimes too.
Thank you. I kind of made it for that purpose, to accompany life, you know. So
it's really good.
Thank you so much.
I want to particularly thank Arts Council. They've done so much to help get this moving along. The idea came from Westerville Education Challenge, and something you kids don't know is we're building up to host the Hope Squad in all 3 Westerville high schools. And so different community organizations have stepped up to help, like Asterisk and Secret Midnight Press, and we're raising funds. We've already got it paid for, and the administrators are already being trained in the 3 high schools. One reason I'm very interested in you guys, because I think you're probably very in touch with your emotions and feelings. So if you're still in high school next year and you're asked to join Hope Squad, I'm hoping you consider. It's a peer-to-peer based, it's a suicide prevention and a caring mentality that we bring to the school. It's kids run. So you're the ones who'll actually run the program. I'm going to stop talking now. And Kelly, if you have anything you want to say about Arts Council, I'll pass it to you.
No, I think we're just so happy to have all the students participate. I think this is a wonderful opportunity for our community. And Arts Council is so happy that we could have Ashley and Jesse hosting with us this afternoon or this evening. And we're just so happy and can't wait to hear all the great poems this evening. So.
Okay, so we're going to turn it over to Ashley and Jesse to start the slam.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for having us. This is super exciting. And I mean, this is what you're building here is something that's very near and dear to Ashley and I. It's kind of very similar to Secret Midnight Press, trying to create a safe place for self-expression for people. And, we actually have a few poems ourselves centered around the idea of hope. Yeah, so I'm Jesse.
Hi, I'm Ashley. And yeah, like Jesse said, just very honored to be a part of this and so excited to hear all the poems. I know it can be a little scary at first, but
terrifying.
But you're going to do great. And we'll break the ice. Maybe I'll thumb on my words and then everything will feel better for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. It takes a lot of courage to be vulnerable in front of people, and a lot of times poetry is a vulnerable thing, but there is so much power in it. You don't know how you're impacting lives. So thanks for being willing to be here and share your art and share your heart, as we say. So yeah.
Well, do you want to start with a poem?
Do you want to read a poem, Ashley?
I would love to, actually.
Go for it. We'll start with one, and then let's jump right in. I can't wait to hear everybody's poetry. So.
Yeah. Okay. So this doesn't have the word hope directly in it, but I think that's kind of the spirit behind it. It's number 44. It's like I woke up one morning broken. My porcelain shattered, and I sewed up my skin like silk, but it never looked the same. It's like I woke up one morning boring. My bright dulled and my petals wilted like I'm a drawing that's been erased. A shadow of me left. Pieces swept away in the wind. It's like I woke up one morning bleeding. It leaks out of me like lava, burning blessing. And each day I'm deflating, oxygen sneaking out until I'm nothing. But for now, I will wake up each morning bolder, brought to life by the light. And like a wildflower in winter, I will always fight. 44.
Yeah, gotta get your poetry snaps ready.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
So it's one of my favorites of yours, Ashley.
You had to hear it a lot when we were on tour.
Done little poetry tours in the U.S. and in Europe, and that was one of the ones that Ashley read every night. It was great. And actually, this one that I'm about to read is one that I also read. So this one is directly called Hope. So it's right on the nose. So this is Hope. Amidst the darkness, silence may be undone. For even at night, there's a song to be sung. For even at night, there's a poem on your tongue. Because amidst the darkness, there's a war to be won. Hope once more. With the darkness comes a terrible weight. When the darkness comes, rise, create. Pick up your brush, pick up your pen, and never be crushed by the darkness again. Hope. So, yeah, that's some poetry snaps. Thank you so much. Ashley, I'll pass it over to you, and you can introduce. You can kick off the night.
Yeah, let's kick off the night. Okay,
we can turn their cameras on. I mean, maybe that would make it easier if they turn their cameras on.
I think that would help. And then, I'm trying to see.
Hey, everybody.
All right.
Hello.
Was there an order that you guys had, Kelly, or should we just?
We didn't have a specific order in mind. So I have a list that I, emailed out to you guys, but it's not any special order. So feel free to pick what you like.
Perfect. Okay. So let's get started with Cory Bowen. Yeah, Cory in here.
Yeah, I'm Cory.
Hi.
Awesome. Hi there.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Okay. Should I just go?
Or if you want to say a little bit about yourself, about the poem, that'd be great.
Okay. Hi, I'm Cory Bowen. I am a sophomore at Westerville North High School. I started poetry through church, and it kind of just built on from there. So I haven't been doing it for a while, but this is my third or fourth poem. So.
Awesome.
Can't wait.
That's great.
Okay, so this is called Dear World, There's Hope, and it's a short spoken word. Dear world, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about everything we've done. We've turned your palace into a battlefield, and it's almost 2021. We still haven't learned how to love each other without using artificial filters. Authenticity is shot, and kindness is a distant thought. We blame each other because we've learned that's easier than carrying the burden of shame. Hate has yet to escape our DNA, and violence often leads us astray. People lie. People lie about the truth. Our only hope of knowing what actually happened was if it was shot on an iPhone. But among all that, there's still hope, and let me explain why. This year we've chosen hope. We've sung to our neighbors to let them know that notes can still hold rhythm even in our darkest hour. And maybe most importantly, we've shown that if humanity can bestow kindness to one another, there's hope that we can heal who we've hurt, restore what we've broken, and see each other for who we truly are. So yes, while night falls on an old world, a new hope is on the horizon. Thank you.
Wow, that was excellent.
Wow. That was powerful. So good. Man, I already feel like my mood is lifted. Just the message of, it's a scary, different year, and we've had to learn a lot of new things and try to adapt, and it's really hard, but I think that you captured it really well, that it's like, okay, but there's still a lot to live for.
Yeah, I like your shift in perspective and almost like call to action halfway through, saying like there is this power and it's hope. Hope is powerful amidst this dark time. So I really, really like that brightening. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, next in my row of screens is Jeff. Jeff, do you want to unmute, introduce yourself, talk a little bit about your history as a poet, and share what you've got for us?
Hi, my name is Jeffrey Siefker. I've been writing poetry for a few years, and this poem was just very inspired by the idea, the question of where does hope really come from? What things create hope, and why do we have it? So yeah, just super interesting and free verse. So yeah, we'll get right into it.
Yeah, go for it. Thank you.
This is called The Specter of Hope. Hope isn't a gift. Hope is the result of death. Hope is the demise of those around us. Hope is the exile of all that is good from the world. Hope is defeat. The specter of hope isn't something to be taken lightly. It comes from a dark valley that those who reside wish to leave. Hope is decimation. Imagine someone with all they desire. What hope would there be? What desire for the future would they have? What would the future be? Hope is death. The world is bestrewn with phantoms, phantoms of the past, phantoms of the present, and phantoms of the future, whose sole mission is to decimate all of humanity, destroy and bring down all that is good. Hope is destruction. Hope is the specter of our imagination created inside. Hope isn't reality, but a picture of reality that we so create. Hope comes from the desire for more. Hope is demolition. So I ask, if hope is defeat, decimation, death, destruction, and demolition, why is there hope for the future when hope comes from the past?
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah, so profound. It really makes you think and shift the lens, kind of like you were saying about hope isn't just something that grows necessarily. Like, it's kind of like creation comes from destruction, and it's really beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like how do you know if something is sweet if you've never tasted sour? How do you don't dream of the light if you're already in the light? So I've what actually the year we started Secret Midnight Press was a really big year for me, and I was coming out of a very, very dark period, and starting something that wanted to encourage and provide like a safe platform for people came from this dark place. So if I did not know this darkness, I would not know the hope that we went for, So yeah, I really dig that. That was great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course. All right, Ashley, you want to introduce the next one?
Yeah, next up, how about Sage Hyde?
Hello, I'm Sage.
Hi.
Hi, I am in 9th grade at North, and I started poetry probably 2 years ago, 7th grade, kind of on a whim. It was like an English project, and then I just got really obsessed with it. I read The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which, of course, sucked me in immediately. So yes, I love poetry. I wrote this poem about what hope is to me, because I think everyone has this own vision of hope that they paint. And for me, it really is kind of nature, and that's where I kind of find my hope and my escape. So my poem is called Hope is Serenity in a World on Fire. Hope is lying on the forest floor. I dig my toes into the wet soil underneath me, taking in a deep breath of the cold, clean air. Smelling the lush pine around me, I rub my cheek on the damp moss. Earth's pillow. Looking up through the trees, I see stars. The whole universe was right in front of me. But this universe was different from the one outside. This one was fresh and beautiful. Collecting stones and rubbing them between my fingers, finding comfort in their smoothness. Reading my poetry to the spiders and admiring their webs wet with dew. Sharing stories with the frogs and telling the trees my secrets. I dip my toes into the icy stream, letting it wash away my worries. For me, hope is the peaceful moments in between. The world is on fire, but here is hopeful. Here is serenity.
Ooh, it's such rich imagery. I think the title being fire, and then there's so much like moisture imagery in and just very green and earthy and alive. And it's wonderful. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Absolutely, and incredible. Very, very serene imagery. I love that so much. Me and Ashley used to have a weekly meetup, and we would give each other themes. And we had a theme called of happiness one time, and I have a very similar poem to that called Happiness. I'd love to. I want to give you a copy of my book just so you can have it.
Oh, I will happily take it.
Yeah, I'll make sure that you get a copy of it. I'll pass it along.
You.
Yeah, that just I relate very much to that place of purity when it comes to hope and safety and imagination and all that. So excellent. All right.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Yeah. Thanks for sharing. And yeah, thanks Cory and Jeff already. You know, I'm not sure we said thank you. Thanks for sharing. It does take courage and to be vulnerable and share your art. So, all right. Let's see. Aaliyah, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Do you want to tell us a little bit about you and your history in the world of poetry, and then tell us about your poem?
Yeah, sure. Hi, my name is Aaliyah. I'm a senior at Westerville North, and I've actually haven't really written poetry much. I actually just earlier did poetry for my English homework, and my teacher really liked it, and I thought, well, I've always wanted to try poetry, so why not give it a shot? This piece that I wrote was actually originally a song that I wrote about the virus back when I was feeling down, and I just took it and was like, I think I can make something of it.
Awesome.
So this piece is called We're in This Together. I know it's been hard this past year, and you've cried so many tears. Each day is a blurred memory. The plans you've set were put in jeopardy. But we just gotta keep trying to win this fight. We will shine like stars once more in a brand new light. Even in our darkest times, we will strive, trying to survive. I promise it'll get better. Just wear your mask and be a trendsetter. We are warriors day and night, working together to make everyone's life back into something right. It's okay to say you're not all right, for tears to slide down and glisten like a twilight. We're here for you, and we will pull through. Just breathe and remember to dream. Life will go back to what we always knew. It just might have a new view. We're strong and powerful and filled with empowerment. No matter what society wants us to be, we will ignore and let our voices be key. Goodbye, 2020. Hello, 2021. Hopefully, you'll be more fun.
I love the way you wrapped that up. It's like a nice little ribbon on the end. That was excellent. I can definitely hear music behind that. That was fantastic. Yeah, thank you for sharing all these poems of hope. It's so nice.
I do think, yeah, hope is one of the things everyone this year specifically probably needs most, to know that it's going to get better. And I do think it's a year where a lot of art has been made because we're, as a way of just survival, like we need to talk about it. We need to express it and feel it and find that community in it. So I think that's really special and will stand out, for years to come. So yeah, thanks for sharing. It's wonderful. Okay. Is there? Let's see.
We've got
Zoe.
17 people in here. We've got more.
I know. I just have a list of names. And
I can go next if you like.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. So my name is Zoe Mccallum. I am a 10th grader at Westerville North. And actually, in terms of poetry, I really have not done too much of it. Like, I guess I did like a bit for during language arts in like 7th grade, and like was told that I was like really good at it, but I didn't really take it too far. And then in 8th grade, my school had a spoken word event, and like I had a couple teachers like, oh, you should do it, you should do it. I had friends tell me I should do it, but I kind of like passed it off. And then like after that, I would watch like all sorts of videos on YouTube of people doing the different spoken words and whatnot. Or we've had people come to various schools that I've been at, and I really like enjoyed listening to the various people. And then for those of you who watched this season of America's Got Talent, the winner this year was a spoken word artist by the name of Brandon Leake, and I quite enjoyed his poetry on that show and seeing what he had to bring. So that was part of my inspiration. And so for this poem specifically, the theme was hope, which was honestly not easy for me to do, just something that I, like in life, struggle to, I guess, understand really what it means and like what it accomplishes. But I took, I guess, a moment in my life that would have been considered a low point, having to help a friend through some pretty serious stuff and just having to deal with that. So I guess that's kind of where I took to writing this. And so without further ado, my poem is called What is Hope? What is hope? Life is funny in the sense that it likes to keep knocking us down, making us wear our shame and guilt like a crown, there to remind us of all that we've done wrong, singing it in our head like a song. Maybe for once, I'd like to be free. Back to dumb games and cuts on my knee. What is hope? I can't really say that I know its name. Whether through hardships or stubborn nature, it hasn't been the same. Leaning over that counter, staring at that forsaken phone, begging your friend, trying to get through to him that he's not alone. Shaking, pleading, even starting to pray. But when it comes down to it, you really don't know what to say. When you can't feel anything but fear, there's something there, but it isn't quite clear. What is hope? But there is something important that I would like to say, that even when the color we see is nothing but gray, latch on to that feeling. I promise it's there. It's what unifies all of us, what makes us care. It is always near. The only thing stronger than fear, that is hope.
Oh, snaps. Wow, that was really powerful. And you have a great way of expressing it and speaking it as well. I think, I don't know if you do theater or anything like that, but it sounds like you're creating characters with your tone and things like that. And it's really immersive in that way. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I don't really do theater, but I do write stories in like writing, like kind of like novelist sort of sense. But yeah, but thank you.
A storyteller. Love a storyteller. That's great. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Is Alyssa here? I see the name.
Yes, hi.
Hey, would you
Yeah, sorry.
I was just gonna say, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about your history and poetry and your poem.
Yeah, my name's Alyssa. I am a junior at Westerville Central High School, and I don't write too much poetry. I've done it a little bit, in like language arts class and things, but I thought this was a cool opportunity and I really wanted to try. So yeah, my poem is called Start Small, and it's for specifically people who maybe struggle with finding hope in their lives, especially now. Opening my window, refreshing is the view. Friendly message has me smiling. Surprising, accounting life's recent darker hue. I've learned to love the little things that lift me when I'm down, when everything seems entirely out of my control and nothing is allowed. Yeah, hard work can take you anywhere, just not when roads are closed. Still, don't let misery collect its toll. You've got to cling to hope. So smile bigger now and send that message on. Seek out all those small things. Don't linger on what's wrong. Maybe step outside that window. Do even more than gazing out. You may find making happiness can be hard, but really, you never have to live without. And yet, happiness may seem out of reach. Don't worry, just do your best. You can start with something simple and trust hope to do the rest. Thank you.
Absolutely. That was fantastic. Yeah, that and starting small, that's the key. And I actually have a song named after this, but one of the most wonderful things about hope is it doesn't cost you anything. It's a choice. Hope is free. I have it written down right here. It says hope is free. It's free to share. It's free to have. It's free to give. Free to spread. Free to enjoy. Free to embrace. Free to dwell on. Free to feel. Free to protect. Free to inspire. Free to create. Hope is free. Hope is free. Hope is free. So yeah, it costs you nothing. I love that. Start small. That's excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you. It was really, really beautiful. And I do think when you're in a dark place or just going through something difficult, everything feels so magnified. And the distance between you and hope feels so far. And it's like, okay, well, I don't, I have to run over here or something. And it's like, I think what I'm hearing in your message is like, it's small steps and it doesn't have to be as daunting and scary, and it will, find its way to you. So yeah, very cool. Very cool. Thank you. Okay, I think we might only have one more. Is Glory in the room?
Yeah, that's me.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Do you want to turn on your camera or just introduce yourself with the voice?
So I'm Glory. I'm a freshman at Westerville North. I kind of started poetry in like 5th, 6th grade in like English class. And I'm like, oh, this seems fun. So I started to write poetry on my own. But like I kind of write songs about things like this. So it came pretty easy to me. So yeah.
Awesome.
But I just like start.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so mine's called A Song of Hope. A song of hope, things they wish for they know can't come true, or at least I do. Hopeful for peace, equality, hope. Hope for a better world. Hope for the end of this pandemic, making the world feel sick, end it quick. Hopeful to be great in life, be known, but for right now we are alone. And in this time you have grown, we need hope to survive. Without it, some wouldn't be alive. Some need hope to hold on to. It improves, helps our lives. We need hope. We have hope. We share hope. Hope is inevitable. We all have it. Everything is hope. From death is hope. When you wish, you hope. I wish for happiness, no. I hope for happiness. A desire, an ambition. Some hope for a better world. I do too. This world is too toxic. I wish, no, I hope, for things to slow down, stop. Just for a minute. Let us hold hands and hope together for a better nation, better world. Things don't always come true, but when you have hope in your mind, it does. And when you do, you sing a song of hope. Thank you.
Oh, that was lovely. That was very touching. I really like the concept of hope being like wishing. And I have this kind of superstition about when you see 11:11 on the clock, and if you happen to catch it, it's like a wish. And I've come into that understanding recently where me making a wish or even saying a prayer and asking for something, there's something in me that believes that it's possible and has that hope, even if it's just a little bit. But I think that's a really powerful and cool way of thinking about it. But it's just making wishes is just hope.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the replacing of wish and hope. They are very, very similar, and that's almost also another one kind of in that line next to hope is like the idea of faith. It's like, you know, hope is just this, I'm going to move towards something greater, you know. I love that. So thank you for sharing.
Welcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Ashley, was that everybody?
I think that's it.
I think so. Yes.
My thought was we would
That
give
was-
Ashley and Jesse a chance to go off and text each other in chat and choose a couple of winners. So I think we're all winners, but just so we can narrow down a couple of the contests. So I'm going to let them blank their screens. I'll play a little video, give them about 5 minutes, and then we'll come back.
All right. So Ashley just called me and we talked about it, and yeah, it's incredibly difficult because poetry is such a subjective expression. It's weird to not rate it, but pick a winner. So yeah, Ashley, do you wanna go ahead?
Yeah, and I want to just reiterate that too. These were all so wonderful and so touching, and you know, truly, you guys have so much talent, all of you, and just keep writing, keep expressing, making art, and so yeah, like he said, it was very difficult because you guys are all wonderful, but we chosen the top 2 winners who will receive our Secret Midnight box. It's the Poet's Essentials, and there's a sweatshirt and our books and a mug and a candle, journal.
Yeah.
Is that it? Is that everything?
A patch.
Oh yeah.
And there's a pin.
Patch and pin.
And we probably will throw a scarf in there too.
Yeah.
Because
that time of year.
Because winter, you know.
Yeah. So those are the top 2. Do you want to share the rest, Jess?
Yeah, sure. So since, you know, there's just a handful of us and we're all best friends now and we're all hanging out, we are going to give everybody a copy of my book, Mentis Peccata El Corazon, Ashley's book, Smoke Signals, a journal, and a Secret Midnight patch, which you can stick on. I actually have a tattoo of it because I'm, because, you know, oh, look, Ashley has one too. This is our little poetry club symbol, so you can stick it on, you know, stick it on your backpack. You can iron it onto a jean jacket, you know. So it's cool. Mm-hmm. So everybody's gonna get some poetry in their life.
Yeah. All right. So one of the top 2 finalists is our good friend Jeff S.
Congratulations, Jeff.
Thank you.
Yeah. That was really, really great.
Yeah, that was excellent. And then our next receiver of the Secret Midnight box, the Poet's Essentials, will be Sage. So yeah, everybody, you know, thank you so much for sharing, Sage and Jeff, and yeah, everybody. Wow, it was this is super fun. It's always, me and Ashley do open mics every Monday night on Instagram, on the Secret Midnight Press Instagram, and it's so fun getting to meet other poets and hear different expressions of experience through language, through symbolism, through imagination, and this was excellent. You're all very talented, and please keep doing this. Like, poetry changes lives. You know, it's great.
And yeah, I agree with all of that. And also, you know, it takes a lot of bravery, like you said, to do this. And so proud of all of you guys for doing it. And now that your words are out in the world, I would encourage you to share what you read tonight with maybe just one person, or post it online, because all of these are messages that everyone could benefit from hearing. And you know, you all have such a wonderful way of sharing that message that would just really less people like. So that's my challenge to you, is to share it, keep writing, and make it hard.
Yeah, absolutely. And always have hope, and never be afraid to talk to somebody if you don't have hope.